What's up, everyone, and welcome to World's Finest. My name is Lee. I am your host, as always, and we are here this week with the VP of the CCG, one Mr. LT. LT, how are you, sir?
How you doing, brother? Doing good. How's everyone?
Oh man, we are. Hope everyone's doing fantastically well and really just ready to jump into a whole week's worth of hot topics. A lot of good stuff happening as always. We'll just jump right into it. This week brought to us the finale of WandaVision. 8 full weeks of great Marvel continuity coming at us. It all came to an end here on Friday.
Yeah.
LT, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts about the episode and just the series as a whole now that it's done?
Well, if you really put the 8 weeks into the time frame it takes to see the whole show, it's only almost about 5 hours. It's like a 5 hour movie. And because of that, we got to see a whole, beginning to end story that was really, really well written. I mean, the ending was like sad. I mean, I got, verklempt, if you will. I got teary eyed. It was kind of sad, but yeah. But I mean, it was a great ending. It opened already up. Because of the two sacred endings
Yeah.
at the end of the credits, it opens up another, phase four. If that's what they're calling it, right? Phase four.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And it was an awesome ending. It tied up a lot of stuff. It a lot of people's uh questions or rumors were all quashed. A lot of stuff didn't happen where people thought the story was going, but that's just good storytelling. So
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it as a whole, man. I agree. You brought it up here. To be fair, there are a lot of people who were like, "Oh, I can't," so kind of detractors out there, a little upset with it because it didn't fit into the fan fiction, that they had created in their minds, that there was going to be Professor X with Doctor Strange showing it up, you know what I mean, and doing all of these things to help fix whatever. But I think as if you take all of that stuff out there, all these fan expectations that were put, it was a fantastic story about two supporting characters that really didn't get a lot of quality time spent with them in the movies. And this is what it specifically these series are designed for, is to give us more insight into the psyche of these characters. And it was great. We finally, after all these years of Wanda getting introduced, 6 years ago, she now comes into her own. She's now the Scarlet Witch. She's got the proper coat, the superhero name out there, the superhero suit finally that she's wearing, which I think they did a great job of. So that it paid off in that regard. You know what I mean? As if you look at it as the quality type of storytelling told about these characters that didn't get a lot of time to shine in the films, I think they did a fantastic job with that. And to your point, this is the beginning of kicking off phase four, and it leaves us in a lot of great directions with the scenes that you talked about, the two scenes at the end of the credits, one catapulting Captain Marvel, or I'm sorry, Captain Marvel as I knew her as a kid, but Monica, Photon, or Spectrum, as she's now known as, catapulted her to her. She's going to be in Captain Marvel 2 and Secret Invasion, so that put her into that trajectory. Then we've got also Wanda at the very end too, seeing what she's going, her children. You see her working the Darkhold book, sitting there in her the what do you call it? Spectrum. Help me out. The phased form, when they're called the astral projection. When she's in her astral whatever, and she's studying the book, and then you hear her
Doctor
children's
Strange.
books. Yes, which she got a shout out too. We now know, and it's confirmed, that she is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, confirmed by old Agatha Harkness herself.
So yeah, no. Touching back to what you just said about there are more side characters in the movies, and I was talking with my daughter about that because she hadn't seen WandaVision yet, but she's going to give it a chance. And I said, well, what about the next story? We got Falcon and Winter Soldier coming out. And she's like, no, I don't want to see it. I'm like, why? Why? I'm sorry, baby, if you're watching this, but she said because they were side characters. They weren't the main Avengers, and because of this, we get to see these lesser known characters come into their own,
Yeah.
and I loved it. And I'm looking forward to Winter Soldier and Falcon, what, in 2 weeks, next week, I think it was.
Not next week. There is a little bit. I was up this whole time. I actually thought we were going to get straight Marvel shows for the next few weeks with no break in between. But there is going to be a little bit of a break. It's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So yeah. So it's actually we get the week that Justice League comes out. We'll have the premiere of Falcon and Winter Soldier also that same weekend.
That's how Marvel plays.
Exactly. But no, I thought it was good. Again, they left. We kind of covered how Wanda's characters left. We know where Captain Marvel's characters left. Vision. We now know. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's not. With the big battle they had, the two visions there at the end. I mean, the Vision that we know and love is gone. For all intents and purposes, he was killed by Thanos, or not, by Thanos, and that was it. And then brought back. He lives within, as Wanda said, lives within her, within the Mind Stone. Right. And so he, had that confrontation with the White Vision, and was able to give him his memories. Up until that point. So we'll see Vision. The Vision will come back.
But the whole romance between him and Scarlet Witch won't probably be there. It's going to have to be
rebuilt, so to speak. Yeah. No, dude, it was. But yeah, I thought it was great, man. If we're leaving anything out, is there anything in there you think that they could have done?
We find out that Quicksilver wasn't her brother after all.
If there was one thing that I think that would be a huge. Now, I was given a lot of talk about it, the fans feeling left out and all, or not left out, but let down by this whole thing. And I would say that's one area that I feel like they have a really good reason to be. Hey, I count myself as a fan, so I'm going to say I'm a little upset about that. Don't bring Evan Peters in as Quicksilver like that, just to kind of pay it off in no form or fashion at all. You know what I mean? That's just a really big kind of
just a regular guy. What was his last
Ralph
name?
Boner.
Jeez.
Which was actually that Ralph that Agatha or Agnes at the time kept referring to. That's the same Ralph. You know what I mean? When she kept saying, with her husband, the unseen husband at the time, that was him. But I feel like that was kind of a little shady of Marvel to do that, to bring him in.
Yeah, no, they really ruined their chance to somehow merge a multiverse somehow, a storyline with bringing him in from the Fox, Marvel universe, into the new MCU. I think they could have done a lot better story-wise, especially using Fox's Quicksilver. I think they really dropped the ball on that one. But hey, maybe he'll come back. We don't know.
Maybe he will, but I just feel like that was one thing that I was like, oh, that's a little shady, not very cool of them to do that. But no, for the most part, like I said, we'll recap. It sounds like we both loved the introduction of Monica. She's going to go on and do great things here within the Marvel Universe and play a really big role here in the next few films in Phase 4. I definitely 100% believe that. Wanda's been set into her course. We'll see her next in Doctor Strange 2. Again, this is the unofficial trilogy. WandaVision was the unofficial kickoff of this unofficial trilogy with this and Spider-Man 3 and then Doctor Strange 2. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with all of this. And then, of course, we'll have Vision. I don't know. There's been no rumors of where Vision might make his next appearance, but I'm sure we'll see him.
And, the other side characters like Darcy, I hope we see her somehow in what's it called? Thor.
Yeah.
And maybe Agent Wu getting his own series somehow,
It would all be good stuff, man, if they did do that. So, but no, as a whole, I think that was definitely another win in Marvel's belt. They did a fantastic job. Right. So, yeah. So moving on to something here real quick. We talked about a little bit could have been their introduction. One thing that was rumored this week was the mutants have been discussed, as finally being on Marvel's drawing board. You know what I mean? They've already announced. We already knew the two big properties they got back a couple years ago were were X-Men and Fantastic Four. They announced Fantastic Four was going to be done, by the director of Spider-Man film. So they already knew that was coming in the real imminent, introduction into the universe. That's why I guess all the Reed Richards rumors were coming around because of, in WandaVision as the astrophysicist or what have you.
Yeah,
But
totally dropped.
yeah, I know. Exactly. I didn't mean to bring it back, but yes, indeed, they did. But no, so that's exciting, right? I mean, they're finally it's being called right now the mutants. But that's pretty exciting that they're actually, I don't know. It's probably going to be another number of years, of course, before we see them. But the fact that they're actually starting to make plans is pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. The one thing that I do wish, I'm glad that they have all these things and all these characters back. I will say the one thing that really kind of sucks for me is having all these characters back is that we won't ever get to see like Reed Richards bouncing ideas off of Tony Stark. You know what I mean? It's so late in the game that, Reed Richards has always been a central character, just like Captain America and Iron Man, and it has been, he's always right there in the forefront. So it's kind of, that's one thing that I think does kind of suck with that. I mean, I'm glad we finally have all these characters, but we're losing key character moments from the comics that we'll never get to see displayed on screen. Again, we're getting far more than we could have ever wished we'd have before, but it is what it is. But so the next up, we've talked about this a lot here the past few weeks, but I think we will until it's released, because this is the final stretch. We're in the home stretch now, of Justice League coming out, so there's going to be a lot of promotional material. Yeah. But the final push. But this week we had a lot of cool things pop off where I guess we're getting individual teasers for each character. And so far, as of the date of recording, we've gotten Batman, Superman, Flash, and Aquaman, which is pretty awesome. And they're all pretty cool. I would say the one that lacked a lot of new material for me, that stands out at least, was Aquaman. Yeah. I didn't, in his teaser, nothing that I saw was like something brand new. But the Batman thing, there was a lack of new scenes, I guess, in the Batman one too. But what I think was cool in the Batman one is we get to hear John Jones, we get to hear Martian Manhunter's voice
and
Darkseid's voice. So that to me would really stood out for those from that was just hearing Martian Manhunter John Jones talking about, he's been on the earth for a long time. He's something about along the lines of now it's time for me to stand up and fight, for them or among them or what have you. So that was awesome. But then you said Darkseid's voice, sounding pretty scary, if you're gonna ask me.
Right. And then Superman's trailer, we get to see all these suits, that hall of suits he's walking by. You get to see emerge finally in his black suit, and, take off. That was I remember seeing that supposed piece of material way back when, but that they had cut that out.
Yeah,
it's good to see that that it's back.
Yep,
he's on his black suit, for the whole finale of the movie. It looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So that, and then the Flash, to me, what stands out from that one was just seeing him being more in action. Barry Allen, you know what I mean? I love the fact when he takes off his shoes just disintegrate,
Awesome.
but it was also cool. I mean, we basically know how Flash will move and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be too different from the original Justice League film that came out, 3 or 4 years ago. But I have to ask you, between obviously the Flash movie or the Justice League has more money, but how do you like the depiction of the speed of the television Flash, Grant Gustin, Barry Allen, or do you like the depiction of the way he moves in the Justice League film?
Well, that's kind of unfair because of the budget between both of them.
I know. I agree, but
I would have to go with the movie Justice League. I mean, I love the Flash TV series, but you can tell it's like them on a treadmill on a blue screen, a green screen, and sometimes it looks like they can pull it off, but they're just, and now.
See, I've been very impressed with the fact that what they've been able to do with the Flash on the television show. And I will say, my interest flipped, and I agree. There's probably 100 times more money thrown at that. But the Flash on the television or the movie, he just looks like he's always. It looks like he's slinging, which is fine. I mean, the depiction of him running is just like he's like
Where okay.
slinging. You know what I'm saying?
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the way he runs versus Ezra Miller's run, it looks like I don't know. Ezra Miller just his legs. It just looks weird when he's running. I mean, oh no, now in my mind I see him just. I don't
yeah,
know.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was just sorry. It was just a question that came to me because I was just like, it just was a little, I don't know. Just watching it, the newer trailer of the Flash, it just was like I see him doing his little slang and his where he. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I don't know. Anyway,
I know what you're saying, and
yeah.
So yeah, now that means we have Wonder Woman and Cyborg little 30-second trailers left, and I'm sure they'll be this week or next, or maybe we might get a final trailer. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even expect these little 30-second trailers.
Yeah,
to begin with. If anything, maybe we'll get a Martian Manhunter. That'd be like just to cap it off. That'd be awesome.
That would be incredible if we get to see him. I mean, I know we've got to. What it's going to look like. But if we get to see what he looks like before the movie, that would be really cool. I don't know if they're trying to save that for what. But no, man, the anticipation is high. I hope it's going to be great. The worst thing that could happen is that we see this film and it comes out and you check the Rotten Tomatoes score and it's a 5 or something.
Haters gonna be hating. There's no. Yeah, I mean, on top of that, a side geek news. I'm a huge action figure collector. McFarlane, he didn't announce it yet. These images were leaked of the new Zack Snyder Justice League action figures by McFarlane Toys. There's a post I put on our Facebook, so go check it out if you're interested. It's got the complete league on top of a new Steppenwolf and a new Darkseid figures. There's also a special black and regular suited variant Superman and a masked and unmasked Batman fig. All like I said, there haven't officially been announced. They have been leaked. Though again, it's on our Facebook if you want to go check it out. The figures look phenomenal. I'm a little iffy on the Aquaman, but these could be just prototypes that we're seeing. We don't know,
Right.
So, I for one will order every one, of course.
Of course.
Once they come to pre-order, but I mean that's just part of the hype train for this movie. That's been going on for years already.
Yeah, man.
I mean, literally years since this campaign kicked off by the fans to get this movie released. So,
oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. So excited. All right, guys. So the next up that they had something that's pretty exciting. We're gonna move slightly into the DC, still in DC actually, but more into the television side of things now. The Green Lantern television show that they're doing for HBO Max. They are finally kicking the filming off for that in April.
right.
And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with this show. There's a lot of everybody's got their favorite Green Lantern, but I think the most popular 2 Green Lanterns are Hal Jordan and John Stewart. Of course, these guys are not rumored to be part of this show, but so it's called the Green Lantern Corps, but it's going to be about rumored to be about Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, and Alan Scott. Alan Scott and Guy Gardner, of course, are the longest 2 tenured. Out of those 4, the longest 2 tenured Green Lantern. Alan Scott is actually the silver, golden age. No,
Golden Age, yes.
Yeah, the Golden Age.
Right.
The original Green Lantern. So and it's curious because his powers aren't usually typically derived to be from the Green Lantern Corps. He got his. It's from magic of some type of sort, if I remember correctly. So it's totally different. But anyway, he is a legacy character in the Green Lantern. So it's rumored to take place in different time periods and all of that stuff. But I'm really excited about the show actually and see what they do with it.
I am curious to see how they're going to pull it off. I mean, I am not a Green Lantern fan. I never have been, but I will watch it because of
Yeah,
DC loyalty I have. Um, as even the Green Lantern movie with what's his face,
Ryan
uh,
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. It wasn't complete trash. It was all right. It was pretty
Right.
good. I mean, they could have done a lot better, of course, but I that's one of the shows DC's putting out, on top of the other ones that have already been out and are releasing that I am looking forward to, only
Yeah.
because again it's a DC property. I'm curious if they will bring in eventually John Stewart and Hal Jordan, because you know they are the names people
Yeah.
most recognize.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz are relatively like are introduced in the past 10 years. I would
yeah,
say. I don't
yeah,
think either one of them. Maybe I'm wrong, but are older than 10 years old.
hmm,
Comic or
yeah.
cre- creating wise, or
I
since they've been
have
around.
Jessica Cruz's action figure right there. That's about eh, 4 years old, and it's rather new. So I wouldn't say it was more than 10 years.
Right.
Less, way less. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm very curious. Again, very excited about it. Quick question for you: do you watch? You and I watch a lot of those shows. Do you watch Stargirl?
Oh, I love it.
I think Stargirl has probably been second to Titans, probably one of the best shows that they've put out. You know what I mean?
I
And with
really was surprised.
me too, because
Yeah.
another Stargirl's a character. Again, she's been around probably 20 some years, but a character that I knew peripherally. I've seen her like when teams come together and fighting calls or whatever like that. So I've known her. You know what I mean? I knew she was, and I know she was introduced in the Justice League cartoon that
Right.
I watched back in the early
Limited.
2000s, Justice League Unlimited. So I got to know her through that. Um, but I thought it was really well done. It had that extra bit of more money thrown at it, obviously, than some of the other CW shows. You know what I mean? And the fact that I'm a sucker for DC, as you guys know, and the legacy characters I'm a fan of. So they touched on legacy quite a bit, in the Justice Society and stuff like that. And it's going to be rumored they're giving a little bit more time to those characters this season 2 when it comes out. We talked about Jay Garrick, or he's going to be the Jay Garrick that was in the Flash TV
In the
show for
Flash,
all of you guys
yes.
that
John
know.
Wesley Ship, the
Yep.
original Flash. Now the
Yeah, from the
original.
90s. Yeah. He plays Jay Garrick in the TV show The Flash. He's going to be portraying Jay Garrick in Stargirl too. So that's pretty cool.
From the Justice Society. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So that's pretty
yeah.
cool, man.
I love how
Um,
they're tying everything together.
Indeed.
But no, I was really surprised with that show. I thought it was going to be too teeny bopper-ish,
Hmm.
because it's all kids, high school, become the heroes, or take over the mantle. But no, it was actually really good. I mean, the bad guys were, we got to see Solomon Grundy for the first time.
Yeah.
A bunch of the secondary bad guys, Icicle, stuff like that. And they were really bad. I mean, they were really more interactive.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm looking forward to season 2, along with the Lantern series, and then we've got the Titans also. That show is just phenomenal as well.
That is an incredible show. The characters and the amount of characters and the respect they've paid to the characters that I love. I mean, Titans are, again, my second favorite. Justice League is my favorite team. And I would say then the Teen Titans or whatever, that whole Titans
Titans.
ensemble is right there. You know what I mean? For me, growing up in the comics and stuff like that. So see these characters that I know and love, and what they've done with them is just great. All the different Robins that they've given us already. The first real cool live action portrayal of Dick Grayson, now followed by Jason Todd, and now followed by Tim
Tim Drake.
Drake that they cast already too. It's like, wow, giving us all these cool things. Wonder just what they've done with Wonder Girl and bringing her back as Troy. I'm sure,
Troy.
in the next season, and Raven and Changeling. I can't believe I went back that far.
What?
Beast Boy. I know. See, I just showed you my age, man. I told you that's how I knew him, man. When I was growing up, that's who he was. He was Changeling, not Beast Boy. But but
That's
yeah. So all that is
yeah,
just
yeah.
really
I
cool.
mean, they introducing also Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
Yes.
They've gotten the whole Bat family there. We're just missing what? Damien to come out eventually
Yeah.
if that happens.
Yeah, the best if they don't ever need to bring Damien in. For me, that's okay. You can just stop with those three right there, and those are my three right there anyway. But
My
the only one
biggest
thing that I would say, huh?
no, I was just like I'll continue after you.
No, I was just gonna say the only thing that I wish the Titans didn't do, the only thing I don't like about it, and I still do like, is that Batman is just too old for me. I mean, I know, right? I mean,
They
that's
went the wrong direction with that Batman.
if they
Bruce
had just given somebody in their late 40s, I could have been totally cool with that too. But it was just they gave me some 60-year-old dude or whatever, and he did a great job in Game of Thrones. But I just don't need to see him as my. That's not my. If we were doing Dark Knight Returns or something, then bring him on, but not like not.
Well, not even that. He just his stature, his presence, is just not Batman or Bruce Wayne. I mean, thank God this is a Titans show and not Batman because
Yeah.
the other big part of it, I'm curious to see how they're going to pull off is the whole Jason Todd Red Hood part because
Yes.
or it's not going like the comics. So I don't know what kind of storyline they're going to spin off from this.
And they need to do for me. I mean, I know he always had butted heads, but I think I'm missing that big, huge betrayal that he felt. Or maybe I'm not remembering it accurately, but for him to just go off, and the way that I've read the season is going to be is him going directly against the Titans head to head. Like
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
trying to take them down. I don't remember like it was. What was the big huge fallout? I don't remember what it was at the very
Fallout
end there.
was when he was resurrected back by the Lazarus pit in the comics.
No, I remember that. I'm talking about the
He was,
specific
but
show.
no, I'm talking about I'm done the comics, but the show has nothing to do with the comics. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know
Yeah.
how they're going to pull that story. There is
Yeah.
no conflict. I haven't seen a conflict
Right.
in the show,
Exactly.
so I'm like, I mean,
There-
I don't know.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. For him to be just like so going against him like he is, just all the way it's what I've read and the synopsis is, that's how it's going to be. And I'm like, what was the big, huge blow up? There
Yeah,
was no
no,
for him to be willing to take him out like
that's
that.
why I hope they do it some kind of justice because I love Red Hood
Yeah.
as a character. I even the comic. I read all the comics. I've got all his figures. I'm a big Jason Todd fan. But
Yeah.
if they're gonna do him where he's just pissed at the world because he was overlooked by not leading the Titans for some reason, I don't. That's gonna be stupid.
Yeah, man. Yeah, then we'll be talking about how we hate this show all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We'll be like, "What are you talking about? What's going on?"
As of
Yeah.
right now, there's been no video, no trailer, no behind the scenes shootings revealed. This is all they barely released Blackfire's costume last week.
Yeah, they gave us that.
Starfire's
Yeah,
evil sister.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I guess Starfire is going to get more of an accurate costume
Yeah,
this season also.
I heard that she's probably gonna fly. They're gonna get her to fly.
Yeah,
Um,
so that'd be good.
there's a lot of rumors again, fan rumors that that people want to see, but of course probably won't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll all be mad again, like we do, typing behind the keyboards. I can't believe they did this.
The good thing about
my favorite character.
Right, it's going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah, it will be. It's going to be good.
I
will say that the one thing that I'm worried about Stargirl is the fact that it's going, all these other shows from DC Universe jumped to HBO Max. Stargirl went to the CW. So I just hope that all the stuff and all the props that we were just giving it with the special effects and the way it looked and all of the money behind it, I hope it doesn't look a total step down in quality. You know what I mean? From going to there, from there, if they made the transfer from DC to HBO Max, I'd feel pretty good about it. But they made it from DC to CW.
Well, on that note, we can skip right on to Superman because their graphics right now already on episode 2 it's still real good. So maybe they found money somewhere.
Maybe they do, because to your point, Superman does look like another step up from the regular quality CW shows that they've done, and I hope they do keep it up with that too.
For all we know, it can be unfortunately a part of cutbacks because we have lost Black Lightning and we're losing Supergirl.
Yeah.
Pick up the new Green Arrow and Black Canary series.
Yep.
So it could be just them focusing money on the bigger shows, which in the long run might be better. But I mean, I loved Black Lightning, and that was such a good show,
Yeah.
and Supergirl too. But now that we got Superman,
Exactly.
we don't need two supers.
Yeah. So. But no, man. So yeah, that was good. And then Flash. Well, real quick, guys, we're wrapping up. But Flash came back this week after a long hiatus with its season premiere. Yeah, it's been about a year almost since it's been off. And of course, that season was cut short because of the pandemic. So we're still kind of wrapping up last season's storylines. Real quick, what'd you think? I mean, it was a pretty big episode for a certain character.
Pretty good episode. It's sad to see one of the main members die, but he died almost every season. Is that true? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he always came back from a different multiverse. Now that there is a multiverse, how are they going to bring him back if he's coming back? If not, then Wells is gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I love the show. We were missing some key characters, Cisco and Killer Frost. Caitlin wasn't there. They're all doing their own thing somewhere.
I love how that was kind of even announced on the show. It was like working with the JV squad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was like
those two characters are new from what, last year, 2 years, not even. Yeah,
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? The tech guy. He was just barely introduced last year.
Yeah, and spent most of his time in a capsule or something like that, or whatever. So,
right.
No, it was good, and this got a nice little combo on Tuesday nights now of Superman and Flash.
Right.
Nice little DC 1-2 punch there. But no, it was good to be back. It was good to have that show back, and a lot of good stuff that's happening this week. So, guys, I think we've said it all. I think we said it all this week. That was pretty much it. Please, thank you guys very much for joining us. Please hit and like our subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Check us out on Pocket Cast, Google Podcast, wherever you like to listen to your favorite podcast. Please check us out. Again, let us know your thoughts on the show. We'd love to hear it. LT, it's been a pleasure as always, my friend.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
See y'all. Thanks.